Imagine meeting someone who seems almost impossible not to like. Confident, intelligent, charismatic, the kind of person who effortlessly earns everyone's trust. They know exactly what to say, how to behave, and how to make people feel comfortable. At first glance, nothing seems unusual, but over time, something begins to feel different. The lies become frequent, the manipulation becomes subtle, and one question starts to emerge. How can someone hurt others without showing even the slightest sign of guilt? Is it simply cruelty, or could there be something much deeper happening inside the human mind? Today, we're exploring one of the most misunderstood conditions in psychology, antisocial personality disorder, and what science actually tells us about it. Before we begin, it's important to make one thing clear. This video is for educational purposes only. Personality disorders cannot be diagnosed through online videos or social media. Only qualified mental health professionals can make that assessment. So, what exactly is antisocial personality disorder? Unlike occasional selfishness or impulsive behavior, this disorder involves a long-term pattern of disregarding the rights and well-being of others. People with this condition may repeatedly deceive, manipulate, break rules, act impulsively, and often show very little remorse for the consequences of their actions. But that doesn't tell the whole story. One of the biggest misconceptions is believing that everyone with antisocial personality disorder is violent. That's simply not true. Most are not serial killers. Most are not movie villains. Reality is far more complex than fiction. So why does this happen? Scientists still don't have all the answers. But decades of research suggest that personality develops through the interaction of many different factors. Genetics may influence how the brain develops. Early childhood experiences also play an important role. Family environment, neglect, abuse, and repeated exposure to violence can all affect emotional development. But none of these factors alone determine someone's future. Human personality is never shaped by a single cause. It's the result of countless biological, psychological, and environmental influences interacting over many years. Researchers have also found differences in brain regions involved in emotional processing, decision-making, and impulse control. These findings help explain certain behavioral patterns, but they do not define a person's entire identity. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect is empathy. For most people, seeing another person suffer naturally creates emotional discomfort. That feeling often guides our moral decisions. In individuals with antisocial personality disorder, this emotional response may be significantly reduced. Understanding another person's pain can become much more difficult. That doesn't necessarily mean they never experience emotions, or that every individual behaves the same way. Like many psychological conditions, there is considerable variation from person to person. Now let's challenge some common myths. First, psychopathy and antisocial personality disorder are not exactly the same thing. Although the terms are often used interchangeably, many researchers distinguish between them. Another myth. A cold personality does not automatically indicate a mental disorder. Some people are naturally reserved. Others simply express emotions differently. Context matters. Another misconception is believing these individuals cannot function in society. In reality, some maintain careers, relationships, and everyday responsibilities. The challenges often appear beneath the surface. This is exactly why mental health professionals rely on comprehensive clinical evaluations, not assumptions, not internet checklists, and certainly not stereotypes. Understanding this disorder is not about labeling people. It's about understanding human behavior. Knowledge should never replace compassion or critical thinking. The more we learn about personality, the more we realize how incredibly complex the human mind truly is. Simple answers rarely explain complicated lives. Psychology doesn't exist to judge people. It exists to help us understand them. And understanding is often the first step toward making wiser decisions in our own relationships. Every mind tells a different story. Every behavior has a history. And behind every personality, there is a lifetime of experiences shaping who we become. In our next documentary, we'll explore another personality disorder surrounded by myths and misconceptions. Narcissistic personality disorder. Is narcissism simply excessive self-confidence? Or is there something much deeper hidden beneath the surface? If you enjoy exploring the science of the human mind, subscribe to Beyond the Mind and join us on the journey beyond appearances.